Wait, is there 6 more? How many did I get? 3? Oh, that is 6. Okay. I'm trying to wait which I want to start with. I'm going to start with this one, but I'm going to make you answer this. Okay.
All right.
So this is my 6-pack of questions.
All right.
And we're going to start with now. I'm going to ask you this question, and I think I know probably kind of the answer you can give, but then I might make you give me a different. What is your dream job?
Ooh, my dream job.
Does it have to deal with music?
No.
Okay, then I'm good for this answer. Because if you said, "Oh, I would want to be in a band, like touring or whatever," I'd be like, "Yeah, of course." So, but what is your dream job?
Right. No, my dream job would probably be just like a surf instructor somewhere.
Really?
In Central America. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can still do that.
I could.
I didn't tell you my surfing story.
I want to hear it.
I went to Portugal.
Oh, wow. That's cold water.
Yeah. And I'd never surfed before. I'd never been on a surfboard or anything. And they were giving like surf lessons. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. But I can't remember if the teacher was speaking Portuguese or Spanish, but it was not English. And surfing is really hard to learn in another language.
Period.
Yeah, period. But then you try to learn, and I was like, I don't know what this guy's trying to tell me. And he's trying to help me so much. But then all these kids in the class that were with me, whatever language it was, I don't know, they spoke it. So they were just having a hell of a time. And I was over here just like dying, drowning.
I think it may be a better dream job, not surf instructor, but surf guide. So driving people around on boats to all the best spots.
Oh, that would be dope.
And I mean, once you get to the spot, there's nothing stopping you from paddling out too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my new answer. Surf guide.
You're like, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah. I got the boat and I got the map. Let's go.
If you could have front row seats to any concert, who would you see?
It's got like Led Zeppelin, probably.
Like Led Zeppelin Prime?
Yeah. Led Zeppelin, 1970, whatever,
Man, I've never really thought of that for myself, but I don't know. Ooh.
Well, thinking about it now, who would it be? Front row.
Oh, I mean, this is not a good answer, but I'm gonna give it anyway. Just because, could you imagine? I'd want to see Elvis.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I'm an Elvis fan or I listen to any Elvis music, but can you imagine
that guy broke the mold, right? Like that guy broke the world in a way.
I mean, can you imagine being at one of those shows? How nuts that must have been.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
I mean, like,
or the Beatles, the same thing, kind of. Just people losing their minds.
But I mean, like, imagine that compared to like what could happen now.
Right.
Man,
I was front row for Rage Against the Machine.
That's pretty dope.
Back in '90, and by front row, I mean I just got up to the front of the GA section. Long story there, but yeah, getting right up on the edge of the stage for that show was something I'll never forget.
I've seen Eric Church a handful of times, like front, like in the pit or like close.
Yeah.
And then I saw Metallica in the pit, which is like that's an experience.
Yeah.
But they're so good. They're just such.
Where was that?
That was in San Antonio. That was on the Death Magnetic tour.
Like the Alamo Dome?
Yes.
Okay.
And they did like a circle stage where like the pit was all the way around them. Like they were on a square stage in the middle.
Such a good record too.
Yeah.
They really bounced back with that one. Like,
well, I just admire, I mean, they really nailed what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And they do it just different enough with the same kind of meat that it's the same, but different.
Right.
I think that you tell me, the real trick to being like a really kind of to transition across decades is that you do something really well and unique that kind of nobody else does, but you do it different enough every other time or every single time.
Well, I mean, they have their brand, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's their brand. And I mean, you can't keep writing the same song over and over again, but their brand worked. If you go all the way back to Kill 'Em All, it doesn't sound anything like Death Magnetic, except that it does.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's that magic that's them.
Yeah.
But they fine-tuned that magic when they got to some their late. Have you listened to their new album?
I have not.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it. All right.
Sure I will.
So this is, I'm going to say, you can say, If you could master any instrument, what would it be?
Piano.
Now, hang on.
I already answered you.
Give me
You want to qualify it.
Okay. So do you feel like what instrument do you think you're closest to mastering right now? Like that you closest to mastered? Like if you had to pick one of the four, which one?
Probably the trumpet.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's where I spent the most time.
So why would you want to master the piano?
It's the most thorough, capable, versatile, challenging, expressive instrument in the world. You can do anything with a piano.
I mean, you have a wife that plays piano. She can't show you a little piano?
She did teach me. I took lessons for a while and it was going great. And I reached that point where you're talking about like, it's like, I need a whole nother life, you know, to do this. I'm too late and I've got the things that I'm doing. Let me stick to my lane. She's got this covered. Like I will never come anywhere near what she can do. And I've got her like, hey, how about a little piano tonight? That'd be nice. You know,
here's what, I mean, you probably, I don't know if you know this, but like, you know, maybe I know maybe the only person that thought this, but you know, like when I was going to high school, when we were in school together, like Angie was the girl that like she played the piano.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was known as the girl that was the really, you know, and anytime there was piano things to be done, she was the person they called on.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, she's been that person for a hot
forever.
minute.
Yeah. Since she was like 3, I think she started playing.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I keep trying to tell my girlfriend to just throw her up there. Like just let her tootle around, you know?
Yeah.
When you're down, what's something you do to feel better?
When I'm down, you know, lucky for me, I'm not down too much. What is something that I do to feel better? I mean, playing an acoustic guitar really is just
playing music helps a lot, huh?
Yeah, especially an acoustic guitar because you can just, you know, you don't have to plug it in. It's sitting right there. It's like a teddy bear or a warm blanket.
Do you tootle a lot? Do you do a lot of tootling?
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of times, like I told you earlier, I play every day. A lot of times it's without any purpose or direction. It's this visceral thing, you know, that I just want to do. I might play something I've played a million times before. I might play something that's like, no, I'm hearing something. Let me see if I can, you know, find it on the guitar here. But just, that's a good way to just kind of let go. Yeah, if something's bugging you.
I think my girlfriend does a very similar thing. She tootles a lot, and I'll hear her play similar things that I've heard before, and then they change. Or sometimes I'll hear her
she
play.
Might be working on something. She might be, you know.
I think sometimes like with really creative people, they have to get things out of their head.
Yeah.
Because it gets real jumbled because there's so much creative stuff going on. It's like I have to get this out and get this out and get this out
right.
so that I can kind of think and breathe.
Well, sometimes you just want to hear, like, you know, I might be at work, let's say, and I'll hear something. That music is playing in my head 24/7, whether I want it to or not.
Yeah.
You know, and it might be something I heard on the radio. It might be something I'm singing. It might just be something that's just bubbling in there that's new, you know, and sometimes those things, they have to come out. Like I need to go sit at my house, get on the couch, strum this out, see if I can pick it out. And if it's something that I really like, I'll get my phone or my iPad out and just, you know, get the voice notes and start, you know, I want to remember this because there's a building block there. You know, it might just be something I'm like, hey, next time we get a rehearsal, hey, check out this riff or check out this beat or whatever. Can we work with it, you know?
Okay. Which of your personality traits would you most like to change?
Personality traits I would like to change.
I'll make it easier. Like, what's a bad habit you want to get rid of?
Snoozing. I snooze.
You're a snoozer?
Much. I wish that Angie, when the alarm goes off, instantly feet on the ground. There's no way I'm doing that. I got to ride that thing 2, 3, 4 times.
Did she get annoyed about your snoozing?
Nah, she gets up before me, but otherwise she probably would. Yeah.
That's what.
She's a teacher. She gets up at like 4:30.
Well, I get up pretty early, and I'm not a snoozer.
I get up early, but I build in 30 minutes of Snooze.
Yeah.
Snooze. I know this. I can't. I wish that I could, because I'm really losing 30 minutes of sleep, right? Like
Yeah.
if I don't have to get up until 6:30 or 6 or whatever, and like the alarm set for 30 minutes ahead of that, if I could just ride it all the way to the end, alarm, get up and go, that's a half an hour of sleep I could reclaim. But I just can't. I want to change that. Help me. Help me, Scotty.
Well,
You're the life coach.
Do you know what I would
tell me how to get rid of it?
Do you know what I would tell you?
Tell me. Don't tell me. Just tell me.
Get you an atomic clock. You know what an atomic clock is?
Yeah.
I
What is that? How does that?
Because it's gonna, like, I feel like probably the reason you snooze is because you want to wake up slowly. Like your body's not ready to wake up. But what an atomic clock does is it like slowly, puts like, I guess, like alleged sunshine or light in your eyes so that you do just kind of wake up like slowly and naturally.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There is a level of like, when your alarm goes off, like boom, like that's, nobody wants to wake up like that. Nobody wants to be jolted awake. But like if it kind of starts slowly and stuff, like my alarm on my phone like starts quiet and gets louder and louder or whatever. Maybe it's just that. Maybe you need to find a way to,
Every morning I hear her alarm go off, and I know because it happens every time. She just gets out of bed. And I'm like, man, that's amazing.
I
Why can't I do that?
I dedicated myself, because my schedule's allowing it right now, that like I will not get up any later than 6, at least like Monday through like Saturday. Like I'm gonna get up at 6 every day, no matter what time I have to be
Is
at
that
work.
when you work out in the morning, or do you?
No, it's just because like no one's awake, and those extra hours that I get before everybody's up, I can be creative.
Productive.
I can tootle on the internet. If I want to waste time on the internet, I can waste time on the internet. And my sleep schedule is consistent, which is really important to me, to have it pretty much like the same, like all the time. Because I think it just really helps. Last one. What life experience has strengthened you the most?
Probably all the travel and just the general experience of growing up in a military setting as a kid, moving around, just kind of getting that experience.
I think that it's really underestimated the importance of traveling.
Yeah. So I get asked a lot, when people find out that, well, so you look at it objectively, well, that means you moved every year. That means you had to get new friends every other year. That means you had to, experience, you had to kind of change your whole lifestyle. So I always get the question, oh, that must have been really hard. I'm like, number one, when you don't know any better, you don't know any better. Like, that's just life. Like, literally you get to one place, like, well, this is cool or not cool, whatever. But like, I wonder what we'll be in 2 years. It's just, that's reality. Looking back on it though, it's like, I learned so much. Yes, travel. You ever seen that show, Ted Lasso?
Yeah.
One of the lines that Rebecca has in that is, I think I might be butchering the line, but there's no better education than travel.
No.
And it's spot on. I mean, you get so much perspective about the world and humanity and culture and just everything. And when you've been through that, and when you're a young kid going through that, and that's just normal life. I don't remember what the exact question was, but it's the most valuable.
Yeah, like what was strengthening you the most?
It's strengthened me the most. It's the most valuable experience I've had. It's like the thing that I think if you were to change any one thing about me and do the most damage, take that out of my life.
Well,
which is the opposite of the question, right?
But what I would guess is like, when you have to like move all the time and make new friends all the time, that fear of failure kind of gets a little numbed, because you're gonna have to go make new friends. Like you don't have a lot of time to think about like, is this not working? Because I'm probably, so like, then you apply that to like music and like fighting those, tendencies to want to quit when you're frustrated and blah, blah, blah. But then you build up this kind of tolerance for keep pushing and trying, changing, embracing change and stuff like that. I think it's, I would double down on what you said and say it's even more important to travel outside the United States, because
Right.
You don't realize how lucky and how great it is here until you go everywhere else. You're like, everywhere else sucks.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah. But you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. I wish that everybody could hear that and really believe it, because we have it great in the USA on levels that we could just go on and on and on about. And foreign travel it's so great on so many levels, but when you see how the rest of the world lives in a lot of places, you realize that we've got it pretty much. We're spoiled here.
Well, even when you see poverty in other places is almost
travel
not
to a third world country.
The poverty here is nothing compared to poverty.
Nothing. I've seen people that don't even live. These are human beings. They don't even live in fully assembled homes.
Right.
And that's their village. It's not that they're the destitute one of their village.
Right.
That's what their village looks like.
Right.
Where did your roof go?
Right.
Where did your fourth wall on your house go? I'm just trying to find my pig.
Yeah.
Because he got out. And that's what you're going to do today. Like literally living bite to bite, nap to nap. We don't have.
Not to worry about that stuff.
Worry about that kind of stuff,
I mean, it kind of sucks because, to not in a political way, but to hear people bitch about being here, and it's like, well, man, like, do you know how really shitty like things could be? Yeah.
When I hear that from people, I know that they haven't been around. They haven't seen other places in the world. And
to your point, that education, that it's such a, not only when, like in the question, I think it was like strengthen you most, right? Like, but it just makes you a better person to other people. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that in itself is a great strength to help others and understand like that others don't have what you have.
So you're going to tomorrow to Budapest?
Yes. As we are filming this, I am going to Budapest tomorrow.
So this is your first time to Budapest?
Yes.
I've never been to Budapest. I'd love to go to Budapest. Where else have you been?
I have been to China.
Nations. Really? China?
Wow. I've been to China. I've been to Portugal. So I guess Spain, right? I guess you count Mexico. I've been outside the United States, but then I've been there's a lot of stuff here in the United States. We're going to Amsterdam as well. So
gonna do a little layover there.
Layover in Amsterdam and then go over to Hungary. We're gonna go to Austria. We're gonna take the train over to Austria.
Nice.
So
maybe Vienna or okay.
So I mean, I'm sure we'll get to see a lot of stuff, but no matter how nice a place is outside of the United States, I always go, well, like these people don't have Amazon.
How do they live?
Like Hungary's nice, but they don't have Amazon, do they? You know what I mean? Like so it's like, like I really think about like how nice like we really have it here for all the things. Cable, whatever vice you have, it's here. You know what I mean? Like people don't even get to choose their vices in other countries. It's just whatever vice they're given.
As you sit here on the eve of travel, of international exotic travel, what are you anticipating the most about your destination?
I just want to see things.
Okay.
I just want to see stuff that's not the stuff I've already seen before. Right. So it's like, I love going into airports, just looking at the airport, looking at the people in the airport, just looking at everything. And then, you go to these countries and you go into these, these buildings and like, they're old and like, just, I don't know. I'm just seeing people and interacting and, not doing what I always do. Like, It feels like a level of like learning, you know what I mean?
I'd be looking forward to the beer going to Hungary.
Well, I mean, what's so funny is like, I've very much gotten into this mode of like when I go places, like especially if it's like a nice restaurant or whatever it is, I'll go, what would you eat? And they're like, I would eat this. I'll go, bring me that.
Yeah.
What's your beer? What are you known for here? I'm known for that. Bring me that.
Give me it. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's not a bad way to go.
Well, I mean, I have plenty of time to have my favorite shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like when
you
people
might find
go
a new favorite.
Well, when people go to other countries and then like end up going to McDonald's,
Yeah,
because,
give me a burger. Because what are you doing?
Yeah, you know what I mean? You have all this opportunity to do all this stuff. Like, why wouldn't you just maximize that? I'm actually excited about going to. We're going to go to a museum in Amsterdam. I guess there's this really nice, famous museum. I don't know what it's called. There's more than one, I think, but we're gonna.
There's tons of them. Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited to see that.
One of the things my dad, speaking of the food, you know, when you travel, people eat some stuff. You're like, really, you eat that? Or, you know, that looks really bizarre. One of the rules in my house was don't knock it till you try it.
Sure.
And it's about food, you know, but like eventually, you know, because when you're a kid, I mean, yeah, okay, nuggets, ketchup, like kids' palates are not quite there yet, you know, but you have to give it a try. Whatever it is that they're eating, they eat it because they like it, and they like it because it's good. You know, just because it's weird to you, it's just because you haven't seen it yet. And as a result, I mean, there is nothing that I won't try, and there's very, very little now that I don't like to eat. You know, there's a few things that I just have always had a distaste for, but it's not because of a cultural thing or this is things they only eat in Greece or whatever. It's just I don't like mushrooms. Yeah, I don't care what country you serve them to me in. I hate them.
Right.
But those are everywhere, you know. But when you see something really bizarre, it's like, hey, don't knock it till you try. I mean, we were not allowed to not at least try. Now, if you didn't like it at the time, okay, fine. You don't have to eat anymore, but you tried it.
When I went to China,
where did you go in China and why?
It was a group tour that was like put together, and it was super affordable. And it was great. It was a great trip. I wish I would have had more of the mindset that I'm talking now, where like I was willing to try like everything, but like, I will tell you this, I ate a lot of weird stuff in China because we went to a lot of like these like homes and things like that. Like we'd go eat in a home, or they had stuff that was kind of set up for us. So there were meals kind of set up. So I ate a lot of weird stuff. We were there for like 10 days. And by like the 5th or 6th day, I was like, I think I saw a Papa John's like across, we were in like Beijing. And I was like, I think I saw a Papa John's across there. But then you go to Papa John's, and like they don't have the same stuff that they have here.
Yeah, it's not a pepperoni with extra cheese.
It's like weird. There's like weird shit on the menu. You're like, well, man, we can't even get like proper Papa John's.
That's why whenever I come back from traveling abroad, it's straight to Whataburger.
Yeah,
because it's 24/7, every day of the week. You know, you can count on that. It's like welcome home.
Yeah,
here's your number one with cheese.
My man, I appreciate you doing this so much. Thank you.